Thornton, Colorado has been absolutely exploding in popularity within the past few years. Tucked just north of Denver, it's quickly becoming one of the fastest growing cities in the state. But what's really going on in the suburb, and should you be paying attention? The short answer, yes. Do not miss out on this town. Let's start with geography. Where even is Thornton? Well, it's located just 10 minutes north of downtown Denver, giving you incredible access into the city without necessarily having to be right in the center. Believe me, it's definitely a built-up suburb. It straddles both I-25 and Highway 85 on the southwestern side of the town boundaries, which means getting in and out of the city is relatively simple. Though traffic during peak times does make commuting into Denver a little frustrating, but realistically speaking, just like any suburb in any metro area. The proximity to Denver makes it a top pick for people who want shorter commutes, or for individuals who need to access the northern corridor job hubs in places like Westminster, Broomfield, or Boulder. Also, RTD's N line extends up into Thornton, giving transit riders an ability to skip I-25 altogether and head down into the city. Trust me, Denver's traffic is infamously bad. Absolutely horrendous. Terrible. So if you need to get in the city, you might want to consider this option. It's a big plus for folks who want a bit of flexibility on how they can commute. But now, here's where Thornton really starts to shine. Compared to Boulder, Denver, or even Broomfield nearby, the housing in Thornton is still relatively affordable. The median home price here is around $590,000, which is 8% more affordable than the median price in the greater Denver area. Maybe 8% doesn't sound like that much, but we're talking $50,000 here. And you can find everything from newer master plan communities with modern finishes to established neighborhoods with larger lots and a much older aesthetic. You'll also see a ton of variety in the types of housing available. Single family homes, townhomes, new developments, and even some luxury pockets popping up around places like Quail Valley and North Creek Farms. If you're a first-time buyer, this market tends to offer you a bit more variety and flexibility, especially compared to some other suburbs that are in high demand. Plus, with all the new construction happening in Northeast Thornton, buyers have access to move-in ready homes with builder incentives, something that's harder to find in the older, more saturated suburbs around Denver. If we're talking about amenities, Thornton delivers. The city has done a great job investing in public infrastructure, from expansive rec centers to well-maintained parks. Carpenter Park is a local favorite, featuring a lake, skate park, tennis courts, and a massive open area. There's also the Margaret Carpenter Recreation Center right there, not to mention the newer Trailwinds Rec Center and Park, which includes a full gym, indoor track, and aquatic center to enjoy when it's a beautiful spring or summer day. Kind of like right now. Thornton is also home to a growing number of shopping centers, grocery stores, gyms, restaurants, and healthcare facilities. You don't have to drive far to get what you need. Plus, if you need to get out of the state, Thornton is only 30 minutes away from the Denver airport. So it's a great suburb for those whose work frequently takes them out of the state or even country. In terms of education now, Thornton actually falls within several different school districts, to include places like the Adams 12 and Mapleton Public Schools, as well as a few others. Some schools are highly rated, but there is a spread here. So if schooling is a priority, I would recommend looking by neighborhood. I'll throw a link below to some more information where you can do your own research. Okay, let's break this down. The biggest pros of Thornton: affordability, location, and growth potential. Thornton is one of the few suburbs where you can still find value without sacrificing access to the greater Denver metro, as well as have to sell your kidney, leg, and even firstborn kid to get it too. It's expanding fast, which means more restaurants, more shopping, more jobs, and more homes on the market. At a population right now of around 140,000 people, the city has stated that it intends to grow until around 250,000. Now, with this right now, Thornton also provides a blend between the city and the suburb life. Not too rural, and it's not quite too urban. Just enough buzz to feel active, but quieter than if you were in downtown Denver. But now for the cons. Because it's growing so quickly, construction is constant. That means traffic is congested and most likely will get more congested. And certain parts of the town are going to feel like they are eternally under construction. Plus, it might be a bit overwhelming. Like I just said, the suburb intends to grow by an additional 80% of its current population. Are you sure you want to live in a place that plans to double in size in the next X amount of years? Also to mention, public transit, although present in Thornton, isn't as widespread as a few other suburbs nearby, especially especially outside of the rail corridor. And while Thornton is a bit more affordable than other suburbs in Denver, prices are going up. So that value edge might shrink over time. The silver lining though is that more likely than not, if Thornton's home prices are increasing, the surrounding suburbs are also increasing. So something to keep in mind. So let me ask this then. Thornton, Colorado, is it right for you? If you want a fast growing community with real estate opportunity, access to the city, and solid infrastructure, it's definitely worth considering. But if you want a fully developed, slower growth suburb with all the bells and whistles already in place, it might not be your vibe. But there are a few in mind that I have that might be a better fit. They are on the farther edges of Denver though, on either side. So keep that in mind if being close to the city is important. But they may pique your interest. This is Life on the Front Range. I'll see you there.